Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another fabulous episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. Now, even though this is a pretty cool cover drawn by John Romita Jr., and I did kind of like the idea behind it, it was kind of based on other ideas I've seen before, other covers, kind of the traditional Superman changing from Clark Kent into Superman. Now we're in the Truth arc, and there is no separate Clark Kent from Superman. There is no glasses. There is no khaki pants with a shirt he can tear open. There is no other persona, because there's also no Superman uniform, because he's now Clark Kent. Everybody knows that Superman is Clark Kent. Why does this concern me in having to do with John Romita? Why do I have John Romita in the background? John Romita was recently asked about Lois Lane and her connection to the Superman comic books and what he wants to do with her and how she fits in and what the deal is. And he said some things that are disconcerting. Now, the reason why you shouldn't worry too much is because most of the time John Romita is just an artist. And by artist, I mean guy who tries to draw Superman or other characters, but in my opinion, not very well. Every issue since he's come on board has been sloppy. And I guess if that's his style, to me it just sounds like an excuse. Well, yes, your issues are very sloppy. Well, no, that's just the way I draw. Well, how are you a professional artist? I don't know. And maybe he doesn't think he is. I sometimes wonder if he just got his job because his dad was John Romita, not John Romita Jr., and his dad actually had some skill and some talent and some reverence and some thought behind what he was doing. Romita's not the writer, but here he is telling us that through most of Lois Lane's career, she hasn't been involved with Superman in a romantic way, and that she's strong, and she's intelligent, and she's independent, and if she wants to be a bitch, then she can go right ahead and be a bitch. And that's her right, and that's true. It's everybody's right. If they want to be a jerk, they can go ahead and be a jerk. He went ahead and said that she has every reason to be a bitch toward Clark. She should never get in a relationship with him again. I think the romance should be over. We did that long enough. Now it's time for something new with Lois. Okay, well, some of those words make sense. You should always be striving to do something new with characters. You should always be moving towards something that hasn't been seen before, not just rehashing things over and over again. I get that, but is it really all that interesting to make her a bitch? Is it really all that interesting to have her think that Clark's an a-hole, as he says in the article? And he doesn't say she thinks he is. He says Clark is, and he calls him a doofus. Is this the kind of a guy that seems all that enamored with Superman as a character? It seems to me he doesn't like him very much. And it doesn't seem like he likes Lois all that much either. And he doesn't seem like he gets the dynamic. Not that he needs to, if he's just going to be the artist, but now I'm starting to wonder if Jeff Johns didn't fly the coop as soon as John Romita Jr. started spouting all this nonsense and acting like an idiot. I don't know. I don't know the guy. And on a personal level, he could be a lovely man. But he just doesn't seem like he really likes Lois or Superman, and we've got him drawing our characters. And here's the other thing that bothers me, and I said this on this week's Radio KAL, which you can listen to at the Superman homepage. What's the deal with the Truth arc? You know, people are already mad enough that you changed his costume once. They didn't like it. You now took his costume away. He's wearing jeans and a t-shirt, and he's a brawler, and he has no powers. He has some powers. He's not completely weak. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to do a lot of the things that he's doing. The Fortress took his suit away. Everyone knows he's Superman. I don't know how you're going to fix all that stuff, but you don't even have the books in order. You know, a few months ago, before the Convergence arc came out, I read Batman, Superman, number whatever it was, and at the end of it, Superman still doesn't have his power, and he's been stabbed seemingly to death. He's on the ground, he's bleeding, by a woman who blames him for getting her friend killed, even though it was the guy that was trying to get Bane, tell Bane that Clark was, where he was. He was betraying the group in order to save his own life, but Bane killed him anyway. So here he is with no powers, and the Truth arc is going to start, and it says, it continues in June when Convergence is over. So I go to the Batman Superman, that's the new book after Convergence is over, and it's already in the middle of the Truth arc. So then I go to Action, and it's already in the middle of the Truth arc. So then I go to Superman, and it's already... Actually, I think Superman is the one where it's going to start. It hasn't come out yet, or maybe it's out now, but the point is there were a bunch of other books out that were in different positions in this truth story, and this is... If you're DC editorial and you're going to put out a story like this and you know it's going to rankle some hairs, you got to at least put it out in order. Don't give yourself more reasons for the fans to be annoyed at you. Anyway, hopefully I'll read the beginning of the truth arc and find out why Lois is being a, as Romita says, bitch, and how Clark can stop being an a-hole from this point forward when I finally read how the whole story comes together. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky. But if it's a sky drawn by Romita, you might not be sure it's a sky, so just watch where you're looking.